Hi guys, in this lesson we're going to be working on word problems. So you should write down chapter 2 word problems at the top. And in our first slide, we're just going to talk about how to identify a word problem. And a word problem is any problem with words other than solve, evaluate, simplify, graph, find the solution. So those are the words that make it not a word problem. Other than that, they are word problems. Okay, so second thing I want to talk to you about is how to define a variable. And we've talked about this a little bit before. You're going to use the let statement. Let x be. So I should see those words, let, and then you choose your variable, be. And it should explain what the variable represents in your equation. And it's very important for you to be specific. So here, example, you should not write one like this. It just says, let x be the height. Well, the height of what? What are you talking about? And what is your units? Are we talking centimeters? Are we talking miles? Are we talking feet? So you need to be more specific to be more accurate with your answers. So here is an example, a good one. Let x be the height of the box in inches. So that's more specific and gives us more detail about what you're doing in your problem. Okay. Number 3, follow all steps to find the solution. So this is very important. When you're solving a word problem, you need to make sure to follow these steps. I'm going to be looking for each one of these as you do this in a quiz or a test, and you'll be awarded points for each piece. So 1, I'm looking that you define the variable. 2, that you write an equation. 3, that you solve the equation. And 4, that you answer in a sentence with units. Units are very important. Depending on what you do in life, units can be very important based upon if you're building a bridge like my husband does, and you need to have, is it feet, inches, centimeters? Very important. Remember to write equations where the variable is not already isolated. We talked about that in a previous lesson as well. Very important to write higher level equations. All right. 4, solve consecutive integer problems. So these are the kinds of problems we're going to work on in this video. I'm going to show you, explain to you what they are. Then we're going to do one together, and I want you to try another one and see how you do. So first, let me explain what are consecutive integers. Consecutive integers, 5, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are examples of consecutive integers. They are in a row, and if x is the first integer, then the next one would be x plus 1, then x plus 2, then x plus 3, and so on. That's how we represent consecutive integers using variables. If we're talking about even consecutive integers, 2, 4, 6, 8, those are your even numbers. They're consecutive because we're going in a row. X is the first integer, then we would do x plus 2 because we're going up by 2's here. X plus 4, x plus 6, and so on. These are consecutive even integers. The last piece is consecutive odd integers, 3, 5, 7, 9. These are also written as x, x plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 6. So they're written the same because they also skip by 2's. Okay, so all those little pieces here, those give you the background as we do a problem. Okay, so here's our example. Find 3 consecutive even integers whose sum is 132. Okay, so sum means that we're adding. And we have even integers, so that means we're skip counting there. So we got to use one of the ones we wrote down in the second and third where we're counting by 2's. Okay, now remember the 4 things I need from you. The first one, I need you to define the variable. Now, you can pick any variable you like. Generally, people use x and y, but you can choose any variable. Let the first integer be x. So there's my let statement. The first integer is x. Second step, write the equation. Okay, so if our first integer is x, and we have 3 consecutive integers, so it's going to be x plus 2, and x plus 4. Now the parentheses that I wrote here, these parentheses are just meaning this number and this number. So don't get confused, it's just a way to write it so that it's easy to tell that you have 3 consecutive integers. Okay, now we're going to solve. You're going to combine like terms. You put all your x's together. You have 3 x's. Put your constants together. 2 plus 4 is 6, and it still equals 132. You solve by subtracting 6 to both sides. You have 3x equals 126. And divide by 3, you get x equals 42. So now you've solved the equation. So step 3 is done. And then our last step, answer in a sentence with units. So we're going to write the integers are 42, 44, and 46. There you go. All right, I'm going to do one more with you. I would actually like you to pause this video, try this one on your own, and then hit play and see if you got it right. Okay, so we have 3 consecutive integers. It doesn't say even or odd, so we're going to do x plus 1, x plus 2. So that's what we have to think. Sum means we're adding those ones. First thing we're going to do is define the variable. So we're going to say let x be the first integer. Then we're going to write our equation. X plus x plus 1 plus x plus 2. And these pluses are showing our sum. Combine like terms, subtract over, divide, and we get that x equals 31. In the last step, answer in a sentence with units. The integers are 31, 32, and 33. If you're unsure how we got those, because I don't think I explained very well in the last one, you take your 31 and you just put it back in here. So it's 31 plus 1 is 32. And plug it back in here. 31 plus 2 is 33. And that's how we get our 3 numbers. That's it for today. We'll practice more in class. Bye-bye.